All right, so you start the game. You have a backpack, and then you have some equipment depending on your class. This class has this equipment where every 5 seconds you will inflict the poison. Poison deals 1 damage per stack every 2 seconds. So um, that's the main like starting idea of this Reaper. You want to just stack poisons and kill your opponent through that, right? And then the backpack itself also has an ability where items inside, when they activate, you have a 25% chance to inflict another poison. So they're really heavy into the poison mindset here. So if something activates inside the backpack, or it doesn't even inside the backpack, then it will activate the 25% chance it will activate this extra effect here. So that's something to keep in mind. I'm gonna start off with the pan. So you start 10 gold. You try to buy stuff from the shop here. You can spend a gold to reroll. If you have the gold, you can spend the gold, pull it down, reroll. So this pan gets stronger for each anytime it's next to a food, and how it counts is it checks the stars. If it's next to a food, these are food, then uh, it'll get +1 damage. So we could do something like this, right? So they're next to foods. So it'll get +2 damage. And then we'll just put this in here. We'll put this in here. So we're putting everything in here because it'll activate when they work. So this is a pretty good start. We'll see. So you can see it's 5 to 6, right? Instead of 3 to. So you can see he has the same idea. Poison kills him. Yeah. Okay. Sweet. So nice thing as well is you can see what's going on. Now it doesn't you can hide here. You can see this log. So there's a log. You can see the round, you can see everything. You can see buffs, debuffs here. So you can see I inflicted a blind. The blind is from this. So start of battle, inflict a blind. Blind decreases accuracy by 5%, and then a stone can only be thrown once per combat, but when you throw it, it destroys shielding, and then it has its own damage, etc., etc. Right? And he has a buff from this. He gains luck. Luck increases accuracy. So this luck will counter the blind, essentially. But they have also extra effects. You can see he did the same thing I did. He bought the pan. He has two things, so very similar. Sorry, and there's a log here where it will track the course of the game, right? And you can see what's going on here. So if you want to know, the very nice thing is you can also see the logs. The logs will show you the DPS of all your items at a certain point. So if you hover here, you could see the damage I inflicted, and as you go down, it will adjust. So you can see for both you and your opponents. Now it doesn't show like other things. It doesn't show healing. It doesn't show damage mitigation. It doesn't show any of those extra effects. So it's a good combat log for sure, but there's definitely more in the game that isn't necessarily shown in the logs. So you got to keep that in mind. But yeah, but overall, like it's pretty solid. Then so the goal of the game is to get 10 wins, win 10 battles before you die. You have 5 lives, which is quite a lot, I think, but generally pretty good. So uh, that's the idea, right? You don't want to lose 5 times before you win 10. The nice thing is if you do get to 10, you have the option of continuing, but that's not always going to be the case where you want to do that. But the main goal is to get to the 10 win ballpark. So that's the idea there. So after you win the round, you get more gold. Also, your health increases um, as well. So you've got gold and stamina, health, and then stamina usage. So all weapons have a stamina cost. You can see at the top. This one is 2. per 2 seconds, so it ends up being 1 per second. You have a stamina regen of 1 per second. So if you go above that, then you have to be a little bit careful in how much equipment you're putting to raise your stamina. There's a little indication here to how likely you are to like overuse your stamina. This is pretty low likelihood, so you're pretty good. Low and medium are usually where you want to be going. And if you go above that, then you need to have a reason for it, or you need to like not care about your stamina or your weapon damage. So that's Can you explain how the matchmaking works? So the matchmaking, you fight someone random in the world, I believe, that is on the same win loss. Now it's a snapshot of their board. It's kind of like Super Auto Pets in that it's just a snapshot of the board. It's not necessarily their own game. It's like you're playing against someone and one person will lose. It's also weighted favorably towards you. So in terms of like, let's say you both die at the same time, in terms of like fatigue damage or poison damage or whatever, any instances that apply at the same time, if you both die, you will win. So it's favored towards you. So honestly, more players end up winning than losing because, let's say, where I'm fighting the same character turn one with a very similar build, which is very likely in the first turn. Very likely it'll be a poison battle, and we'll both take huge poison in the end, and we'll both usually die at the same time. But because it's weighted towards me, they'll end up dying, and I'll take the win. So it's not too bad. It's just like it is favored towards you more than favored towards your opponent. So that's something to keep in mind. All right, let's get into the buckets of the game. So here, a nice thing as well is there's this sale system where sometimes items are half off. Now, that's a really powerful thing that you want to always be aware of. Oh, something's half off. You can pretty much always buy it because what happens is you can sell it for the same price. So this thing I bought for 2, I can sell it for 2. So if you're not doing anything random, you always want to be keeping an eye on, hey, can I buy something for the same price and then sell it? So, even though I don't necessarily care too much about this item here, if I think, okay, it's fine, I'll just keep it for a turn or two, I can buy it and then sell it. Same thing about one cost items. That's usually just a stone. This stone you can pretty much always buy and sell because you buy it for one, you sell it for one. So it's not bad to just pick those things up just because they're not going to be bad for you long term or so. I'm looking at this buckler, but I'm not really sure I want it. I might just take the banana instead. It's a food, and it will. I guess I need to position it better though. Yeah, I'm gonna buy it, and I'm going to put everything out of here. All right. Maybe this is better. So I'm trying to get everything on here. One argument is that I could do this. So they're all inside, and then this is next to all the food. And then food has its own mechanics. If they're next to each other, then they'll trigger faster. So I want these next to each other. I couldn't get this. Well, I probably could, but I'm not gonna bother. So all right, I need to move this. So yeah, the game looks cozy. Gonna download it. I never understood how AutoPets matchmaking works either. So it just fights a snapshot of where you are. So I'm at 1 win, 5 no losses, right? So I'm probably gonna fight someone in the same rank with the same stat line. So someone out there in the world, like same ranking, 1 win, no losses. So here we can see our pan is our main win condition, but we do also have the poison meta game as well. But the pan is just doing a lot here. So wins the second one. We could open the logs. We could see our pan did 30% damage. I mean 70% damage, which is a lot, right? Where poison did, um, still not negligible, but not pan levels. You see, our opponent has a spike here. So anytime we attack with a melee weapon, we're gonna take a bit of damage. So we can see our logs. We took 5 from the spikes. So we attacked 5 times with the pan. We took 5 from the spikes. But everything else is like something we have, right? He has the wheatstone as well. We have this as well. And then he just has healing here. So this buff regeneration, you heal 1 health per stack every 2 seconds. So it's kind of like poison, but poison is way easier to apply than regen, so you can't really rely on it. But it is something in there. There's definitely some mechanics with regen that you can do. But yeah, pan carrying these rounds so far. So you can see like we start with this initial backpack, but you want to keep getting more backpacks. Essentially, like it's a big part of the game, to be fair. So always be looking out for backpacks that make sense, cost effective, that kind of thing. I'm like kind of interested in the garlic, but gonna skip it for now. Uh, I like daggers generally. I could definitely say I maybe overvalue them, even honestly, but I like them. I have a lot of space here, so definitely want to not get crazy. So normally I'd put the dagger over here, but I think I'd rather have the wheatstone. I could probably manipulate the board state where it works. I just don't want to bother. So he's got this gloves of haste here. So we can pause, right? So we can kind of see his board. He's very similar to our board, right? Same kind of stat here. So, these players are in high rank, so well, not high rank, but they're they know the basics as well, right? So they have a really good like kind of similar outcome here. But he also has this Walrus Tux, so that's a spike here, combined with the Gloves of Haste, which he's putting on the fly. So very similar that he has this customer card. So, uh, not sure we're stronger, but we'll see. Ooh, Poison Tick, yeah. So this is exactly what I'm talking about, right? Where the point we both have the Poison Tick going, but it's favorable towards us. This is exactly what I'm talking about, right? We both died to poison, but the way it works is if we both died the same instance, I will live. So if you actually go to round 1, you can see we're both actually exactly the same health, right? This is the real result, where we're both -4 here. But the way it works is like the poison will say, oh, it worked first, but really we were tied. So it helps you for sure, especially in the early rounds. Pretty important. So deck of cards for 2. Like so if you keep like some of the stuff I've said, you can like pretty much always buy this and this, because you can sell this back for 2 if you don't want it. And then getting some inventory. Right now we don't really we have inventory space, but it's always good to pick them up when you can. Health potion I don't usually get. I'm just gonna grab this. So Piggy's pretty cool because it gives you money. I think I'm actually going to do this. It's a party to do. Oh, I could probably position where I get all 4 pans in. I could probably position better if I want to redo it. This one's looking a little bit close. Our poison's gonna have to carry us. Oh man. Looks like our poison barely carried us here. Like that one was. Oh no, the pan did. The pan carried me. Okay, thank you, pan. Doing whatever we want. Alright, I'll just take this. Alright, so here's where like the game difficulty comes in. I just joined the chat, but the banana seems good. So you win, but your opponent didn't lose a try? No. Yeah, we're facing their board state. That's correct. It was funny how often Dog and Huff were playing each other's builds last night. Yeah, I think what happens is that like Dog and Huff have been playing for a while, right? And they're also playing at the same time. So they're probably just at like in very similar elos, and also just like just play like playing same time and similar elos. They're gonna get matched up into each other. It's pretty cool. I was watching them. Like Huff is the reason I started playing, to be fair. So it makes sense that they've been playing for more. Anyways, yeah, very few people in Diamond. Yeah. I'd imagine. I've definitely seen a noticeable impact increase in player skill after hitting plat. I would say from the beginning until like I think it's gold or whatever. Like it's like I do whatever. I was learning the game, and I know I like now I know I wasn't playing very well, right? But I was still just like winning, right? So now I feel like I need to actually have a strategy, um, to kind of make it a little bit easier for me. So we're still a pan gamer right now. Just want to keep that in mind. So we'll just make sure we put these together. Same thing here. So a nice thing so this backpack has a particular interaction where items trigger 10% faster. So I'm trying to make sure my core procs are in this fanny pack, right? Since it's early game, I can like play it perfectly. So I'm not going to I'm not going to try to mess up here, right? So here we have all 4 next to each other, things perfectly, and then we'll have the dagger as well in the fanny pack. So that's like as good as you can do it. The other argument is you'd rather just put the dagger next to here, and I think this is also super reasonable, probably better, honestly. So maybe leave it like that. Rest go wherever, doesn't matter. So like this is pretty much as good as it is gonna get, really. So since I'm like trying to like go over the game right now, I'm pausing the fights and like explaining their opponent's build because I think that'll teach you a lot. Like, what my opponent's doing as well as what I'm doing. Like, I think because we're at the same spot, right? So this is like a theoretical build I could have had as well. Guess items can be half in to get the proc. Yes, so that's something you have to incorporate if you are learning, like getting better. Putting items half in backpacks to get the procs, right? So that is a main like strategy here, like making sure you're getting procs from multiple backpacks, right? So like these items here are getting procs from 2 backpacks. So this leather bag is the basic one, but it's like very cost efficient. You're paying 4 for 4 spaces. This one you're paying 3 for 4 for 2 spaces, right? So unless they're on sale and stuff like that, you know they're much more expensive than these regular backpacks. But these regular backpacks don't have any like extra synergies. Um, you know, so you gotta keep that in mind. But what my opponent's doing right is very similar to what I'm doing right. He's putting tons of procs in here. He's got this wheatstone. You could argue like one thing that he messed up here is this wheatstone, like this dagger should be swapped with. So he should swap these two, and just so that, and then move this up, right? Just so that the wheatstone will proc on the wooden sword and the dagger. Like you see how my wheatstone you get it is proc on two. He could have easily done that here as well. Also, I have to say I'm pretty sure that yeah. So that's the one thing he could have maybe done a little bit more efficiently, but everything else is like generally fine. Honestly, I would say like the banana should probably be swapped here, and then the wheatstone should probably like he could have more procking, honestly, if I'm going totally harsh on him, but generally like it's fine, right? So we'll see how it goes. His board is pretty strong. He has a lot of like he has a lot of procs. So you can see how he has way more procs. I have 5. He has like way more. So his debuffs are a lot higher than I have, but he doesn't have as much DPS as I. So like my pan does a lot of work here. So even though like he has more poison than I do, my pan is just more DPS. So if you look at the logs, right, right, his sword, right, is doing 27. The poison is doing 60. So more poison damage. But my pan itself is doing 52, right? So almost as much poison damage, and my poison isn't like horrible. So because of that synergy, we're good to go. So, but good idea. And then he has this mana orb coming with the blueberries. He can make it work. So this is a pretty good scaling. Recipes is not something I've talked about. I guess I should talk about recipes as well. So there's that's really well, that's early though. This is also not bad. Yeah, there's a lot here, but there's another mechanic in this game where it comes to recipes. So if you put 2 items together that have some recipe synergy, you can combine them. So um for example, like something, I have a dagger, right? So if I go like dagger and a flask, if they're on the board for one turn together and you don't like lock them, they'll combine and create like a different item entirely. So it's something you want to incorporate when you can to if because usually a lot of the better builds have some version of combined items, so you want to keep that in mind. Goober's not bad. Same thing with the hammer. I'm a hammer fan. This is also not bad. Uh, and we don't go Goobert. The problem with Goobert is it messes with my pan. Same thing with this. Like the hammer will mess with my positioning as well. I do want the hammer. Alright, so I'm gonna sell this. I'm gonna buy the hammer. I'm gonna buy this. Now, issue here is like you could argue maybe the issue with this is this one uses a ton of stamina. So that's where my issue lies here. I might go Goobert, actually. So I'm thinking Gilbert because I can combine and then just run him. Or Gooberts, whatever. I'm not sure this is very great anyways here. Without the dagger. That seems kind of bad. Yeah, I think maybe I should have bought this first. Alright, whatever. We're just gonna run the battle. I can see us losing here. Yeah, this guy is a very solid board. So this gives him 40 armor. And he has a sword on the blade. The blade isn't necessarily doing anything, but it gives him some DPS as well. Stone, da, 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 da. We'll see. Yeah. I don't have the mana for the sword here. All right. All right, we're going to grab this. Grab this and this and this. All right, I'm going to take out everything. And we want this to go off. So we're not taking the Oh, this positioning is weird. That's true. This should be one down. I guess we could do this actually. The playing cards are a whole another conversation, I guess. Yeah. No, that doesn't make sense. Something like this. So playing cards is another mechanic. There's a couple mechanics like this. I would say playing cards and gems are the two. Where if you buy this, then they start appearing in the shop, and usually after a second or so, they'll keep revealing. So or so, well, a second and a half, I guess. And they have different effects based on whether they're even or odd, or how many cards are before them. So just something to start thinking about. At least that's since I bought this. Dude, this guy is strong. What is this? That's such a mechanic. I don't see us winning this one. Early holy armor must have got it on sale. Well, no, his poison, his yeah. Yeah, yeah. Very, very good anti-witch build here. The health potion is doing a lot. I will take the Hexblade. So there's another mechanic as well. Once you get into I don't know, round 8 or something, there will be subclasses, I guess is what you call them, where you can pick from 3 options. Sometimes there are ones on sale, but that shouldn't matter. Like you want to go the one that fits your build better. We're kind of doing Hexblade stuff right now. The hammer Hexblade is pretty much the combo. I could run this so I could run Mana Orb on the dagger. Yeah. I haven't really made that build. Hammer on, like. Yeah, like I'm not sure this is good. That's my apprehension. I feel like I'm wasting my time here just to get a spectral dagger. A spectral dagger is not bad. Early. We can try it. Now, so many mechanics. I mean, that's how you make the game like interesting. And these mechanics are not that important. Uh you can also reserve, like if you want to keep something in the shop. I'm not too sure about what we're doing here, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Huh. So I need this dagger next to this here, right? I need it next to it, and I'm trying to find a place without redoing my whole inventory. I just don't want to bother. Eh. Oh right, well. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Eh. Honestly, well, it'll do for now. There you go. Yeah, I gotta say my build is very slow right now. Like I don't really have what I'd call a good build at the moment. But we'll see. Maybe I can make it work. Maybe the poison will save me. Yeah, poison saved me. Oh man. I would grab this if I had synergies. I mean, it's not bad, but I don't have synergies. So now we have this. So they combined, right? You see the sword, the mana orb disappeared. You've got the spectral dagger. It has the ability where you can use mana to attack health directly and deal +7 damage. So that's what the Lotus is for. It gives us some mana to take advantage of this damage. I do not mind this, but it's too expensive right now. We're not full hexblading. So I can buy this for 3. The coins are for the if I break it I get 5 back. And I also get 1 per turn. So you get 6. So it's like you're getting +3 gold. It's actually not horrible. There you go. Our build's kind of blah, honestly. This build is also kind of blah. It's like full shielding, full... I don't know. Okay, so something I learned that I didn't know was that garlic gives you a shield. I literally thought this did nothing but remove vampire. I literally, that's what I thought. So anytime I saw a board like this, I was like, what are they doing? Like, why do they care about vamp so much? But then I play with this card like early game, and I was like, where am I getting the shield from? And I was like, oh, this gives you a shield. So yeah, now it makes more sense, but the fact that I couldn't notice for so long that this was doing anything, like just tells me like, oh, it's not that good. So I'm not a fan of like stacking garlics like this. I just don't think it's that great. I think people will out DPS you most of the time. So, but yeah, like this is just like a tank build, right? Like it's garlic and bananas for shields and hailing, but it's like with all the berries, right, to make them go faster. But I just don't see it. I've never been impressed. I got an early yeah. The villain sword is so broken, dude. That card that item is so broken. I don't like it. Should be changed. It's so broken. I agree with you. That item is so not fair. I don't understand how they could leave that in. I don't mind this armor, but this might be better actually. Well, I don't know if it's better, but it's something. Alright. I see there's some appeal to this in some matches, but like so he also has a dagger. I'm running out of stamina. Poison should kill, yeah. So I can make another spectral dagger. Well, that's interesting. Double spectral. The issue with that is my this is not going to be like I'd have to move it basically if I wanted to do that. It's fair. It's fair. Why couldn't you have been I don't want to, I think. Oh right, I have oh right, I have this. This is really helpful actually. Alright, we're just gonna grab this. Yeah, it's enough procs. We should have mana for sure. It's a lot of blinding. So we just have way more DPS. So like that's the difference here. Like it's interesting now that I'm starting to be able to look at the boards and see who can win, right? Which is not a skill I could do yesterday at all. But now I could like see the boards and say, oh, do they have anything like dangerous? Do they have anything threatening? Here they do have some. They're getting poison dagger and stuff like that. This is like their scariest thing, but I'm not like super scared of it. There's no other synergies. It's just a blank saber. He does have this fanfare, but no daggers, like no premium daggers to really take advantage. Like we have two premium daggers. He also went snuggles for, which makes sense, right? Because he's full poison, right? He's not. He's but his build looks like he should be a hexblade because he's running 3 daggers. He needs to find like a hammer and then go. Yeah. I just see big lightning. So I had triple spectra earlier, killed some poor guy with armor build, totally ignored his 300 armor. Yeah, that's I've not seen that, but that sounds pretty cool. Uh, I think it's a little late for you. So something with this and this, right? Playing their cards are offered in the shop, but that's only if they're on your backpack. So I don't want gems, so I'm taking them out of my inventory and then rolling. So that's just something you want to get into a habit of doing whenever you can. I guess this is fine. What if there's a better place? uh, that's not very good. Ugh. My my bird positioning is really bad. I'm like there's these like small optimizations where I'm less like, yeah, I could do it. Cuz this makes items trigger faster, but I was just triggering these two, which are fine, but this going faster isn't that good for us even though I still have it going faster. You'd rather have the daggers going faster. And these going faster does nothing. This is an okay build. He has spikes. The spikes are a scary thing, but it's very slow spiking. Alright, so we can choose to continue or we can choose to leave. So that's the nice thing here. I feel like the game ends like fairly early. Like not full build. Honestly, I'm not super sure about our build here. It's not bad, but I mean we could continue. We could continue, but there's it's not there's definitely some issues. Yeah, like this would help actually. This would help. There we should have room for this, right? We have at least 6 open, yeah. All right. Yeah, all right. I'm just gonna be lazier. Huh. This position is not great. Okay. Oh, I still have this thing. Weird. This is not that important. All right, I'll pick that up. All right, I can do that. Yeah, so the issue usually is like these people have like crazy builds. That's been my my issue, but I'm just going through their armor. The question is, can my mana hold up? It can, okay. Yeah, so I just went through their armor, basically with the daggers. It's kind of nice. Oh. This is normally what I build. Like, if I had more daggers, I usually do this type of build. But, that's not the build we're doing. We're going through. We're just... I probably want to get away where my dagger, where these are like next to each other, where my two spectrals are the ones getting the crit. That's probably smarter. But that requires me like actually like rolling and figuring things out. Fanfare is also pretty good. If I build it correctly, because I can get a stun. Then again, I don't know if this is actually that important. Anytime I've bought it, I've been like, eh. Well, not eh, but like didn't matter more. Like it takes so long to activate. Oh, I forgot to take out the box of riches. I don't know. I'm not super sold on these right now. I don't want to invest in that at the moment. Haha. All right, I will invest in this. I lied. I'm a filthy liar. uh. Oh, I could have Shield of Valor next to these blue eyes. Oh, that would be smarter. Ugh. Ugh. Do I want to bother? I guess I'll bother a little bit. Does that work? No, it'd have to be like this, huh? Oh, I can only get to one. Oh. Well, then it's not that important. Alright, we're not bothering. I take it back. I can combine these now. That's a... Oh. That is different. I've not seen this. Oh, I won? Wow. Wow. That is a fancy build. Do you see this? I've not seen this. You actually get people doing stuff like this. Fanfield feels mid. Ah, yeah, I can see that. But he went... So he has this death psych. Items inflict double damage, and he has all these flasks, right? So these flasks will be inflicting double poison here. And then he has this to trigger his stone skins, getting a ton of armor that way. Then he has these flasks as well. I will say, like, where's the rest of his stuff, right? It's very clean looking, but is it? He almost won, right? I definitely could have lost that one easy, but it's very fancy. Hey, it's a Charizard. Well, we buy it. Yeah, we buy it. Question is like, I don't wanna remake my whole build. That's my issue. I'm getting the feeling I have to. It's fine. We'll remake it. Nothing here I want. There's the fanfare. As someone said, it's mid. Lol. I don't want to remake my build. Let's see. Can I meander around? I mean, I'm basically remaking it at this point. Yeah, that's true. I am basically just remaking it. Coming up and away. I wanted to do something like this. But this not being here doesn't make sense. True. Yeah. True. That's not that important, honestly. That's not that important. When did I buy this? All right. I mean, this is basically the same. Yeah. Why do I still have this? Oh man. Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's good enough. Oh right, this generates. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, there is garlic synergy. I forgot. I didn't. I forgot about that. That's so true. I've been leaving like armor on the table. I did not realize. Could have had garlic synergy the whole time. Yeah, this is a little bit scary here. Ah. Yeah, we definitely could go a little bit more I guess this is fine. We'd have to find another one of these as the downside. Not a Charizard. I could see this being better than a lot of random stuff we have. We need some shielding, really. This isn't doing that much. I mean, even if we find something, we're not gonna remove it. Yeah. The spikes kill me here. I don't have an answer to spikes at the moment. There's some like basic stuff I'm missing. Like I'm almost considering this just to get armor. It's interesting that daggers what I'm missing, not the orbs. A third spectral dagger would probably be really good. I'm gonna pick it up. I want to sell and roll, honestly. Oh. I could probably get it now. Yeah, I could probably get it now. Something's gotta go. It could be these red gems. 3, 3, 4, 1. Yeah, I don't do well with Into the Thorn matchup. There's a lot of thorns here. Hopefully Charizard can get there. Yeah. All right. Our yeah. Our DPS did enough. Maybe we'll find the sword. Yeah. Okay. Well, this is what would help into the matchup. This is exactly what would help. Probably worth it. Probably worth it. Only issue is like obviously our stamina goes down the drain. I actually think I want gems here. Another Charizard. Wow. Okay. Well, I'm taking it. Alright. Okay. Well, we're gonna have to figure this out. I guess maybe you go here. Where do you go? Nah. This is best, but I might not run this, actually, depending. Another one! A potion's not... I mean, it's likely not to do much, let's be honest. I don't love this positioning, no. I guess we'll just... yeah, we could just run this in a potion. I guess. I guess it's fine. Oh, can you see? Oh, actually, I was like, why is it showing up? I guess it makes sense, yeah. Oh, a dagger. A dagger. Oh, well. You're too late, sir. You're too late. That's some crazy shielding he's got going on there. And he actually got the genie lamps to work. Well, I don't know if they procced, but they're doing a lot here. All right. Fair enough. Still ends up being a little bit better.